Good morning. Oh, it's 11:51 a.m. Central Standard Time in St. Louis, Missouri. And oh, good grief. Did we just have a huge fake Zoom meeting for the city of St. Louis aldermen? And it's funny that this popped up today. And it's my old buddy that thought it was safe enough to travel internationally and mocked me for not going into her unlocked home in Ferguson on Thurlman to clean her house like a good kizzy would. I mean, I used to do her hair, but anyhow, she's been pretty traumatized getting the infection that she picked up. But real quick, I want to show you her freaking out. And she's freaking out over Mike Brown. And we all know the Mike Brown thing was a setup sacrifice. We've talked about Darren Wilson selling insurance. And we've talked about the dirty dealings between the county or the suburbs of St. Louis and the city. And 63135, where I stay, they just use it as both and steal money. So what I wrote is this is an artistic interpretation by Molly Rockman of Earth Dance Organic Farms concerning the energy surrounding the shooting here in Ferguson, Missouri on 8/8/2014. It rings true today, still, be it black or white, man, woman, child, policeman, military, or official, homeopath. Wonder who that bitch is. Now, this is when CCN, a hub of CNN, a terrorist organization involving Melanie Vermees Spencer and Richard Vermees Spencer, formerly of Dun and Bradstreet, financial fuckers. And all the hoopla and all the hacking. Well, anyhow, enjoy this interpretive fucking eurythmic dance from Freak Out Molly on her 35th birthday. Let's go. I'm so hot. I barely got no clothes on. Oh, you fuckers. Oh, sorry, Channer. My hand's shaky. Let me just fix myself. This is the real police footage. Molly was gone. Her dad got sick. And martial law came to her town. And she couldn't handle it. And you guys want to kill me. Idiots. Yeah, everybody better run. Oh, I just doxed a public person? Well, you guys have been doing it to me for my whole life. You should be wearing a mask of shame. I was your friend. Your mother and father had to move out of this town. They're so embarrassed of your behavior. You trollop. I wonder how many people got the real police footage on actual evidence. How did she get it? Oh yeah, how did Molly get it? That's what yoga gets you. Oh yeah, put right into a cult. Your nieces. If you've hurt your nieces in any way, giving them the bugs. All your handsy, touchy-feely bullshit. And there she is crying, your little niece. Alright, my battery pack is 1 minute, guys. Molly is still in peak performance. Little did I know how much. I was doing my first rockumentary for Conscious Consumer Network. Oh, not really the first. Janice at Hidden Treasures. That would have been the first. Within a month of each other. Maybe 2 months tops. How can you be an organic farm if your soil is radioactive? When it was called Miller Organic Farms, we didn't have the Manhattan Project yet, did we, Miss Molly? Yeah. I enjoyed making my little movies. Here's Joe. Another kid of the MKUltra projects. Where is Big Joe Panoski? Wanted for questioning in the Monsanto crap. What's this? Oh, it's a killer game? Oh, great. That shows you how people want to kill people, don't it? Is this by me or Joe? Well, I don't think so. Who put this piece of fuck on here? Oh. Somebody that I love. They had to be pissed. Okay. So what Brandon is saying is that these people that are trying to kill his soon-to-be father-in-law are pissed. We got 1 surprise and 1 laugh. 2 comments and 81 views. Yeah, they're upset because Joe said, screw you, PSYOP shills. I'm not being Mr. Flower Man on my Facebook no more. Yeah, he cut him off. It was tragic. Okay. Tweet was not sent. Would I like to retweet or save this to drafts? Well, let me tell you what it was all about. Okay. This is STL public fucking radio, which is always putting out fake crap. Really is disappointing. But they're talking about this big new Danforth building. And of course, what I said was, well, you see, this has to do with something capitalized, STEM. And all the money they're not going to get because they don't get to bring in their foreigners to do some kind of work. Well, see, after we were forcefully desegregated in 74, well, we were shipped from Gibson Elementary. And George Webb sure did talk about Gibson a lot too, but both of these schools were in the Riverview Gardens district. And so we were shut down at Gibson. And why would they do that when they just shipped in black people that didn't want to come to the Whitey neighborhood? Well, I don't know, Suze. Anyhow, we got moved to Danforth. And that was part of the not only mind control programs, but when they officially switched it over to bullshit about education. Now, back when we were in school, we still had decent teachers. But by the time all this happened, it just turned it to shit. And underneath it, we have endless forms, and they have the gray line, as per instructed, by things taken into evidence here again, that we have talked about and reviewed. It says, I honestly don't think it's appropriate for Dr. Carrington to be talking about it. Well, who's that? They make up names all the time. Knowingly stood by while my family was separated. Oh, boo-boo kitty. That's tragic. I've seen way worse. Okay, an endless form says the undocumented are people too. Family is family. Employment is not contingent on who you love. So to hell with your public displays of concern. When your workforce is in peril, you don't deserve the community that works for you. 11 more replies. Endless Forms is talking to himself. I mean, I get teased and harassed and shadow banned. And all of this person's comments are getting tagged. The Kellogg Lab. The Kellogg Lab. My statement as follows. Continuing. I've barely been able to live in 2 countries and keep my family together because of U.S. immigration policy and being fired for reporting harassment. And I want to be clear to colleagues. You know who they are. How dare you feign concern now when you are all complicit in this? Were you? Oh, where were you when people came to you reporting horrific, unspeakable deeds? Were you defending the perpetrator, pushing papers with them while victims scrambled to find jobs? Boy, this sure is suspicious, especially considered I wasn't allowed to work in a town of a political agenda with Soros, and I got in on Article 15.9 special provisions, which says I proved myself to exceed every one of these bitches' expectations. Oh, I was overwhelmingly approved 6-1. The only one that voted against me was a black gay man by the name of Dwayne James. And where did that money go from the dead woman that he was put in guardianship of for those nice kids? In Ferguson. Yeah, they were going to clean up people's yards to pay off their tickets. Funny. All right. Oh, but you want to talk about foreigners. Well, see, some of our biggest members of this community travel worldwide and must be bringing back some nasty bugs. Bitch lives over in Pembroke Estates. Oh, everybody knows her. She writes in the paper. She's marvelous. Somebody, marvelous Mavina. Who cares? I've kept every copy of this paper waiting for the day that somebody says, let's see your evidence that the city falsely wrote in their official legal paper. Okay. Oh, I've seen nothing but exclusion, obsession with power, and the de-evaluation of individuals and trainees at the expense of academic careers and the reputation of institutions. Harassment, discrimination, and more. Scars and trauma inflicted on the best and brightest are our hope. Well, just because I wound up bringing a story forward as an investigative citizen journalist, they all think that they did something right. And they're still trying to cover me up. High-pitched noise in my right ear. All right. Next, the Academy did this, and we are responsible. We've come to the point of legally expelling our students. We, as teacher and educators, have been and are turning our backs on those who we are meant to serve. Well, see, when you legally expel students, why would student loan debt even be a legitimate scuffle, considering that those were fraudulently forged? So now we got to kick the kids out of the schools. Now, does that have anything at all, to do with the Glasscock land patent? Because, see, when they took away that title of nobility and you weren't allowed to stake a claim on your property anymore, not just the Glasscocks, dumbasses, everybody. So when they got rid of that, you see, and they took over the castles and the nice buildings that they turned into churches and ran a Ponzi scheme to write it all off when they were supposed to give it for free. You better tag it and see what's going on here in St. Louis. Quit thinking just because it's not a big city in y'all's fucking psychodrama. The real stuff happened here. Oh, yeah. And wait till you see what Sharon Tyus, our big alderman who was screaming at people today, what she had on her little funky YouTube channel. She is madam. She is the head pimpin' bitch. And she'll even show you a video on it. But let me finish real quick. It will be remembered, and it will be recorded, where individuals and institutions stood in coming months. Simply step back and wonder, how will my actions and inactions be perceived 20 years from now? What are the consequences of the words I speak on those less fortunate than I? Well, let's first off tag the PSYOP 20 and back. We'll just start there. And let's talk about the Akashic Records, which my no bra wearing self got revealed to me. And that's how they made up all the false shit that went on alternative media. And in the meantime, I can read y'all's Akashic Records. That sucks, dick. Especially if you were one of the ones that tried to kill me. Now, for those of you who support me, I extend my gratitude and my appreciation more than you could ever realize. But now that you know what has really happened to me, you might not want to be so flippant and looking away. Because here again, it's not the good that you did it only. It was your confusion and your struggle and your nightmare. As you walked this path. And I didn't do it. I was the cheddar in the trap. I'm sitting here literally fucking not able to take care of myself for the six-figure ripoff you fuckers did. I'm talking about the city of St. Louis. I'm not talking about all y'all little YouTubers now. We're talking about democide from the center of these here motherfucking United States. And I was here, my lineage by 1543. And there's a citation that's been lost in the tunnels of time over a castle. Now, I expect that that's all been neatened up. And they have it. Because this was over a couple years ago when Channer was screaming at me about all that crap. And talking to me about Tartaria like I'm the fucking sheriff of Tartaria. I never said that. Fucking cities under mud floods. Well, it's always been layer of shit. Look in St. Louis. They cut the mounds off and built a city over it. Fucktards. And they made the ghetto over in Cahokia Mounds. And, you know, it goes from Cahokia to a little city to Sauget. And the whole thing is full of strip joints, whores, crack, and heroin. South St. Louis. How dare you all? You should be ashamed. Who is this Endless Forms? Well, let's find out. Because I like to show people, hi, Nikki. You're welcome. You know, I really do like to show people how to protect themselves and how to be comfortable enough to come on camera, however unprepared they are when it comes to protect and serve. And I do. Okay. Endless Forms. X-ray CT of plants and more. From Horticulture MSU at CMSE_ad_MSU. An exploration of shape and topology account managed by Dr. Dan Chitwood and some other doctor, and it's at Elizabeth Munch. Does that mean carpet muncher or Munchausen syndrome? Because that ain't her name. Michigan State University. Well, you know, most of the nefarious behavior that we're dealing with current time has popped off in Michigan. Joe was born in Michigan, came to Illinois, to St. Louis. And Illinois has always been dirty, hasn't it? So you're dealing with Chicago gangs, south side of Chicago, and the baddest part of town in North St. Louis, which is where I'm at. Now, the prejudiced bitch we're getting ready to go lay a little sugar on. She up in there talking about white people scared to come to North County. Bitch, I've lived in North County my whole life. Let's talk about Walnut Park and that mosque. And how terrorists that are brown like to blame black people. Good black people. Yeah, that's trifling, ain't it? So, we're in day 3 of Botanical Week for Black Lives Matter. What did I just say about Joe? Saying fuck you to Facebook. And all he was doing was sharing flowers and people were starting to scream at him. That's how these wars go in social media. Good morning, hero. Oh, and PNR. Hi, Adam. No, we got shit popping off like 4th of July. Day 3 of black, but wait a minute. This is for black people only. Now, a white person can't share a plant or a flower. What about a biracial kid? What are they teaching to the children? And that's all I've been emphatically speaking about when it comes to trafficking, harvesting, and prostituting humans. I mean, what are you going to do? Use the N-word and the cracker word and label the dead meat like that? Or you want to get into percentages and grades of genealogical blood? I mean, it's fucking disgusting. Why does this white bitch get to be on here? Wait a minute. This gets worse by the week. I mean, the minute. Okay. Black propaganda above. White bitch below. White bitch says, I can't think. I can't focus. All I can think about is my husband is going to be deported. Hashtag student banned. Not banned like rock and roll band. Ban. Like fucking ban it. Because I'll tell you why. Not to be prejudiced. But as a business owner, I can assure you that I never received $1 of help. Whereas if you want to open a 7-Eleven and you come from Abu Dhabi, you are given a certain amount of money per year to keep your business up and allow it to bankrupt. And they will allow you to open a new business that will bankrupt. And so on and so forth. More from the Danforth Center. Here's the actual thing. Jim Carrington, president, spoke with at St. Louis Public Radio about the impact of the freeze on visas on STEM workers, capital STEM, and the Danforth Center. You know what I thought when I heard STEM? I thought of two things. Stem cells and CERN. DNA, exactly. Oh, I do not look amazing, but thank you. Sweet. Baronda Montgomery says, when did I first fall in love with plants? Well, that's a story for another day and place, like hashtag lessons from plants book with a wink. Now, remember Truthfully Tits? She got in trouble for planting some bad seeds in her little scratch box of dirt. I would dare say that this has to do with the idea that we are all seeds and that we will grow. And this goes back to their terrorism acts. But I did try to install love for plants in my son. We planted his tree when he was 1 yo. 1 yo. We watch and document annually Black Plant Love and Black Botanical Week. We're talking about systematic fucking ignorance, prejudice, racism, and war. Fucked up. Oh, Harvard University. Replying to Harvard. This must be interesting. We will pursue this case vigorously so that our international students and international students at institutions across the country can continue their studies without the threat of deportation. I guess they got the memo that college isn't going to open back up. The internet was originally designed to provide online education that was free. So now you got the whack-a-moles wanting to charge for an online curriculum that has a brand name behind it, as in Yale or Harvard. And it's really just an algorithm in a computer. Trifling. Facts I just found out to another level today, Mr. Gebb. Now, this bitch Sharon that I've been rapping about, 13 hours ago, she got busted for, why are you sitting your fat black assamarole on $2 million. Where's your report and your documentation? And then her and the suck-face white token. Well, they couldn't find their files all of a sudden, and their computer was having trouble on Zoom, and the whole thing was popping off. I mean, they had to have their secret deodorant on that gives them Alzheimer's, because they was fucking rolling in liquid. And you know what else? Maybe it's time for everybody to get self-educated. What do you think? Let's see how many people... Oh, we could do it by age group. We could do it by decades. We could do it however anybody wants. To actually track the decrease in IQ with the increase in payoff. That's called dumbing down America for a profit. He smells like ass, y'all. Here's another white girl. Oh, it's the same white bitch. But she got a dude with her now, Kathy Molinar. Thank you for your leadership and for defending international students across the U.S. The Trump administration continues to pursue xenophobic strategies to needlessly punish our young people. Keep fighting. That doesn't make Trump xenophobic. This is about student exchanges, parasite exchanges, cultural acts of sexual harassment, and infiltrators. Oh, Carrie Smith, another white whore, got her hands up praising Harvard. Watch this. Fuckers. All right, ready? Who's in college here? Chic fucktard or his poor kid? I don't know. What good's it do me? I mean, don't get me wrong. I know that this is my, all of my incarnations in this one life I've led. I get to keep every memory, and I am grateful for that. And I'm grateful for the truths that have been made apparent to me. But here again, unless there's real action on the ground, what good does it do? I mean, seriously, this much work, this much suffering, this much hatred, this much monetary theft. You know, if any living soul had ever had a reason to cuss out God, well, surely it'd be my little naughty redheaded butt, wouldn't it? But it's never going to happen, and I've always been faithful. Oh, Julia's in trouble, and she's got a fat baby with her to sell. I mean, or hold. Just hold. Just handle. This is absolutely insane. My brother's university is doing online, but he is still having to be in communication with classmates for group projects on the phone and over group chat. Sending someone back to a country where these things are not as easily accessible is absurd. Julia goes on. When my cousin is traveling in certain countries, He has terrible service reception. Video chats are glitchy. Phone calls sound far away and cut out. Sending a college student to a country that does not have accessible high-speed internet or plenty of cell phone towers is unfair. No, it's not. Because there has been a legion of hackers coming through my router to get their free broadband. Since 2016, it is provable. And that's a whole presidential term. Oh, Julia says, sending an international student home could absolutely hurt their performance in school, harming their education and future. All for what? These students are bright and capable. This hatred towards immigrants needs to stop. This isn't immigrants that are hated. This is young people being trafficked and whored out as college students. Janet says, I think he has dementia. And Trump is crazy. I feel sorry for the U.S. Janet, you look like a shill right from the go. You look like motherfucking Jeffree Star in a sock hat. Does that not look like a fake person? And people won't starve without meat for a while. Lots of great foods full of protein and not mean. Well, she's working her little agenda, isn't she? You know, get somebody fighting about vegetarianism or being vegan. Or how about eating meat which was slaughtered compassionately and was clean? Because that's acceptable to eat. I mean, fuck, they killed the buffalo over it, right? Made them into a bunch of fucking burgers. Just because the Indians blessed their kills before they made a teepee cover or something to feed their kids when they were starving and they were having to traipse around the land that had been stolen from them. Yeah. Let's get out of her thread. Oh, double agent. Isn't that funny? There's always a double agent, isn't there? Let me just open this up. Replying to Harvard. What about America's threat from the Chinese? They've been using professors and international students to steal. It's a classified secret. Son of a bitch. And then Raja Rayo says, cuckoo, cuckoo. And then, uh-oh. We got a Tom and On update, but real quick, let me explain something. Okay, we're going back to double agent. And what we're going to talk about is what about America's threat from Chinese? Here's your real story, and this is fucked up. For those of you guys that know me, if there's one thing that I despise more than anything, is a fucking crackhead. I saw so many good hairdressers go down to cocaine and AIDS and acting like a fucking idiot. You know. I mean, they were partying. But anyhow. So, there is a crackhead who is someone I'm supposed to care about. I don't. Not at all. And here he is, bringing a bunch of his fucktard friends that are homeless to come into a slumlord's basement and cook up crack. You want to talk about blow shit up? I mean, fuck. You got, ugh, you got Castle Point, where the houses are blowing up from gas leaks, and nobody's calling them in. And then a white Jew guy comes as a fireman. Sorry. I know Mulleen Acres, Riverview Gardens, where I was born and raised, and where I saw the thugs come in and destroy the neighborhood that I was supposed to be able to walk around safely in. So, believe it or not, see, since I was never into crack or meth, remember when they took all the, what was it? The ephedrine or the pseudoephedrine or the cold stuff that dries up the shit? I don't know. They'd get them pills from Walgreens. And then they started saying, y'all can't have this many pills. Okay, all right. That's all I remember. And that was 5 or 6 years ago now, right? Well, this crackhead little motherfucker that I have to say hello to, because fuck, where you think he's gonna squat when he gets evicted with his crackhead friends? Or when the Ben Boyle building goes kapooey and blows up? Oh, why do I care when I got illegally evicted? Well, because I still care about humans. Anyhow, he was pissed off because China is slowing down his drug orders. And I said to Joe last night, I said, so you're telling me the only place they can get that fucking shit to make the meth out of is from China? Give me a break. I don't believe it. I mean, I either believe stuff or I don't, and I don't believe that. But it's about the price point. And that's what this little motherfucking weasel mentioned, was the price discount. And then people wonder why everybody's hooked on heroin. Well, didn't anybody know? They went from cocaine in the 80s, which was very expensive, made a cheaper form, which would have either been crack or methamphetamines. And sometimes they'd get like on a 3 or 4 day fucking roll. So they need something to come down. And I guess that's when they hit the heroin. And the next thing you know, they're pissing brown because their liver's shutting down. I have already dealt with dying people, and all they needed was a castor oil pack. Believe it or not. That makes me hot. It makes me pissed. Okay, so one more thing. There is this white trifling bitch that I've identified publicly today. And she was talking about ICE. Capital ICE. Come to find out, that has to do with the drug trade here in St. Louis. No, I didn't know. I was very innocent, believe it or not, even though everybody's told you every damn lie under the sun. Yeah, Hero, see, this is my Saturn return, and I got this chart that everybody's been studying. I've got so many grand trines and so many destiny, fate things, and that's why they've been working so hard to kill me. Well, good luck to them. Because really, we don't even have an America if this plan goes forth and I don't make it to the finish line. And everybody will say, how did it happen? How did we lose our lives and our jobs and our love and our families? Because all it took was one person that could represent that lifestyle. One person could have changed it all. Well, we got a trinity of single individuals that have already stepped in and begun this, including myself. So now they're double Dutch dumb because the other two are strong, powerful men. And we've known each other, yeah, our whole lives. And I got to spend this much time with them. So we spend time together now. Okay. Fox News, always fake. I'm not saying every outlet is CNN. I'm saying this is that video game, how they made the fake media. And that's where Mel V and CCN comes in. And them ripping me off over $7,000 and destroying my computer and in my phone. The same terrorist today as all these years ago. And by the way, just so y'all know, when I was recruited to come online by this company called Single Platform, that's when they registered me under every social media available. And it was September or late August of 2014. Even though I didn't say anything on YouTube for a year and a half, they were already on me, waiting to take anything that I gave. No different with Twitter, Instagram, there's 6, 7, 8, 9 of them. I never even went there. You know how easy it was for them to take those accounts? Well, obviously I didn't. And then I try to ask for help, and I get my channel shut down allegedly by the government when it was really these hackers online. Fucking amazing, right? Okay. Tom Anon 993 222. Harvard professor indicted after allegedly lying about ties to the Wuhan games. It doesn't say games yet. Just came up. Harvard professor indicted after allegedly lying about ties to Wuhan University recruitment plan. Right. Now you go ask DeFango, the fucking elusive man, about the Wuhan conference on technology. And then you mix those two things together, and then you'll have the story. All right, this is by Brandford Betts. This is headlines for June 9th. Federal grand jury ties to Chinese-run programs. But remember, we paid China to hook up the pipeline terrorism that we're now dealing with now. India and China. Police want you to carry this supersonic device. Yeah, right. Dr. Charles Lieber, 61, who chaired of the Department of Chemistry and Chemical... Hey. You can't take the article if I want to read it. Chemical biology was arrested in January on allegations that he hid his involvement in China's Thousand Talents plan. That sounds like tragic trafficking of tits, assholes, and dicks. He hid his involvement in China's talent, a program designed to recruit people with knowledge. They took the fucking thing again. Communist superpower scientific technological development. Recruit people with knowledge of foreign technology and intellectual property to China. That would be the fucking cloud. That's why I don't pay for a cloud. And that's why they already had their chance to get all my shit. And they're trapped in there, not me. Well, that was thrilling. Oh, Boo Boo Kitty Charles is the victim in this case, not the perpetrator, Lieber's lawyer, Mark Muckesy, told the Associated Press after authorities announced Lieber's indictment on charges of making false statements. But he's also a fighter. He's always been, so we're not taking this lying down, Mukasey said. We're fighting back. And when justice is done, Charlie's good name will be restored in the scientific community again. We'll be able to benefit from all of his intellect and passion. Well, let's tag my old lover, Charlie Vark, that wanted to punch a wall instead of my face because I lied to him. Oh, but he broke in my room. He told me I couldn't drink. He told me I couldn't smoke. And he told me I couldn't run with my cheerleader friends and hop on Shane. Well, it worked out great for him, didn't it? And so, like I told you, when he broke his hand and said, take me to the hospital, I said, okay, Chuck, let's go. And then when we got to my front door, I said, oh, baby, I forgot my birth control in my purse. I was already on the pill. Don't really believe that. But you get what I'm saying. I tricked him to step outside and wait for me. And I slammed my parents' front door and double locked it and told him to get fucked. And then he harassed me over at Shane's house. And guess what I was doing when he was harassing me? But it was actually an act of love. And that's really what pisses him off. And that is George Webb. Charlie Vark, George Webb. That's why George Webb's channel's gone. All the channels that are fallen are because of their own actions, not me. And I didn't catch every one of the pricks either. I work with a network of good people that are trying to clean up the internet because otherwise we're all dead. All right. Now, I haven't seen this video yet because I like to share it and be surprised so nobody says that I'm creating a false narrative. And also on my Twitter page, you will find every one of my comments to the St. Louis Board of Aldermen. You want to go outside? I don't even have your fence up yet. Rex just rang the bell. Give me a second. The queen of the St. Louis Board of Aldermen is this kind of ISIS-looking biracial hater that, uses her black privilege card named Sharon Tyus, Tyus. Okay, that's the bitch. Now, we scroll down just a little bit. We have one Sharon Tyus, one subscriber with a green S. What did they used to say about green M&Ms? They make you horny, right? Well, okay. All you get here is a playlist. And this black girl with her legs spread behind a white background. Now, what you do is you hit the top 3 buttons. And I blocked her. See, like if I touched it again, it would unblock her, and that's not what we're doing here. All right. She's blocked. I have also reported the playlist. 3 dots to the right. And all I can do is save it to my library now or share it. And you guys want to know why they call me a board certified bitch? It's called Cupid. And they just flashed it onto the screen for me. No shit. Okay. Sharon. Sharon Tyus. Naughty list. Oh, wait, you guys want me to? I can't. Dag, I was going to put a GIF on it. Fuck. All right, my tweet was sent. St. Louis is going to be fucking hopping pissed today. Fraud is rare in the U.S. mail-in voting. Oh, bullshit. By the way, Joe was denied his mail and his package at the Ferguson post office yesterday. And this black gal got up all on his grill and said, and then he said, really? And she said, and he said, all right, cool. Now, let's tag Joe where they're going to try to kill him next Wednesday in this Zoom meeting, which is the IRS, and it's all a psyop, and they're going to spread those viruses through the computers. You can't get Joe sick. He's not immoral. He hasn't done any terrorist activities. He takes care of his temple and uses the thieves' oil on his feet. And good luck to these fake, illegal, disgusting, bug-ridden Zoom meetings that they want to bring lawyers into. Okay. Hey, do your thing, man. They're trying to evict everybody this summer. They're pissed because they never got away with any of the false paperwork that they laid on me from 2015 forward. I still have every document. All right. Focus, Suze. Oh, we got to watch the dirty video. Yeah, I knew that I had to do something. Damn, it's busy on Twitter. You know, people got their diapers out. Right under the naughty list from Cupid, Reuters says, and I don't trust Reuters either, by the way, Russia's Putin, China's XI agree to boost economic cooperation. UFO causes uproar in the crowd. Mysteries unexplained. Ah, the old Star Trek Voyager. Okay, get off of Twitter. We're back to Sharon. This video is 3 minutes and 22 minutes long. I have got to get a fucking cigarette because I'm telling you what, it's gonna be bad. Oh, how do I know? Well, I'm legacy to the most famous St. Louis psychic that ever fucking walked the streets of Gaslight Square, and that's Mama Lil Crecelius. Scorpio she was. Couldn't tell a bad guy from a good guy. I never believed she was really a Scorpio, but she said she is, you know. I'm a Pisces. And Pisces realizes, or they better, that truth and love and honesty above everything. Love is all. And if you break that law, then you wind up to be a fucking unevolved Pisces, and, you know, it's just tragic because you don't want to be retarded and be the oldest sign in the zodiac. Are you now? Do you know, Hiru, that I'm Leo rising? You get it? I mean, you know what it's like to be a Leo. So that's my rising sign. But I was born a Pisces. Excellent sign, though. Almost an adult. Still king of the jungle. And still after that conquest, bless your heart. We should all be like that. As long as we don't want to eat others, you know. How much do you think they're selling that kid for? I mean, you think this is her daughter? Or her cousin daughter? Or you think she just picked her up from the shelter? You think she's going to go dance on the east side, drop it like it's hot? What was that light right by her mouth? Are her eyes glowing? The video went out. Interesting, Nikki. Time's running over here, 1:03:37. They didn't give me the notice that I can't stream on my channel today. I think she got her legs spread at this point. Oh, she's drinking her a soda. Oh, whoa, whoa. Who's that dude? That looks like a kid. That is a kid. What the hell? She drinking some alcohol, some Ripple. She ain't gonna fuck that little kid, is she? This is the alderman of St. Louis. Sharon Tyus. She won't answer none of my comments. And she's prejudiced, systematically racist, of fucking white braless bitches and freckles. Piss me off. Twerk it, fat ass. I can't believe they do this to kids. You hoe. You probably don't even want to be a hoe, do you, poor kid? Damn. What a fucking nightmare. Oh, you guys want to see the playlist? I know. All right. I try to meet or exceed everybody's expectations of what a real woman should act like and defend old people, children, fucking cops, whoever, whatever, as long as they're not a liar. Okay. Sharon Tyus, you fucking bitch. Oh, no views in this video was 1 year ago. I don't like it. Thumbs down. Why can't I report it? Why isn't that option there? Who cares? I can save it. Political and media companion. Perfect. Okay, now, here's the playlist. So let me break it down for you in ASMR. Touch you all over. Cupid. FT Pokey. Cornbread and greens. You know that goes back to Bulworth, and Grandma with no panties on says, he likes kale, not collard greens. Okay, then we have Veto Seasons. Oh, but this is where it gets ugly. Okay, so we start out with some sex. We do some spirit cooking, and we talk about seasons. Now, back to the little girl that was whoring herself out with the little boy getting trafficked. Anytime you see a channel like Fun Kids Planet, see, currently on YouTube, they want to know if it's for kids or adults. And so they say to kids, here, boo-boo, watch this. And they put subliminals in there that are sexual or racist or fucking weird. This is a 12-minute and 51-second video with a couple of fucking Furby characters. And as usual, under the Fair Use Act of 1976, I'm doing this for investigation because not only is this a nefarious woman running the city of St. Louis that isn't nice to my personal friend, a black gentleman who is the chief of police for St. Louis, John Hayden, Luther North alumni, black as night. So they were racist to him because he was too black, you see. But anyhow. Kicking it up. Tag the Pink Ladies Knife Club.
Oh, wow. This is such
These bitches
nice
killing pink. Tag Victoria's Secret. These bitches are pissed because Victoria's Secret isn't for plus sizes.
What about all your friends?
Pink is.
Oh, yeah. I want to.
They're out of business, by the way.
In my gumball swimming pool, but look how small this pool is. How am I supposed to invite them all when I don't have any room? I think I can help with that, Chase. What do you want to do?
Tag Vinny G, who has definitely went underground because he's Biggie fucking boho. Richard Vermees, CCN, and a minion of the devil himself who commandeered his channel to tell him to shut the fuck up when he's talking to him. All right. Powers and principalities, let's play games, right? And you should never play with the spirit world and mock it. And that's the truth. And I never have. Now, we're going to do the push. And we're going to land on this blue and red truck. 825 in. 8 and 2 is 10. 10 and 5 is 15. Reduce it to a single digit, 6. And play with spellcasting with numbers. Let's go.
It is Sky, Rocky, and Rebel.
No. It's code for stay in your own lane.
That's fun. Oh my goodness, look at all of these gumballs too.
Look at all that contamination, touching gum
Guys.
and shoving it in a kid's
Surprise!
hole.
Good surprise, Sky.
And it's a little white
That
bitch
was
pimping
funny,
them out.
Guys.
No
That's
wonder
a
they hate
lot
Whitey.
of gumballs. That is a lot of gumballs, you guys. Look at all of them.
You can't even walk and chew gum at the same time.
Okay, well, we're ready to go racing. I bet you are. Let's go racing, Paw Patrol. Here's our racer. All of our Paw Patrol up here, ready to race.
Tag Dukes a hazard.
Let's draw our
Tag the
finish
hogs.
line right here.
Oh, you want me to cross the line?
You
Ha.
know the drill. We gotta do our checkerboard.
No. That's not what you're doing.
Finish line.
You're doing some kind of witchcraft.
Okay.
And it's which master do you serve?
I think we should make a line of gumballs and see who can make it through the gumballs.
You gotta be kidding.
Okay, let's start with Rocky, Zuma.
Oh,
and
old MacDonald
Sky.
had a farm. Let's talk
Alright,
about human farming.
ready? On your mark, get set, go! Oh no, none of them made it to the finish line. Let's
Funny
try
how a
doing
marker
one
on a
at
flat
time.
piece of paper
Now,
creates a barrier. Tag spellcasting.
there's the gumball wall. Let's go, Rocky. Oh, Rocky didn't make it. How about Zuma? Zuma ran into Rocky. Sky! Oh, look how close Sky got. She barely is touching it. Good job, Sky. Woohoo! So it looks like Sky's in first right now.
Isn't that funny? An Amazon ad? Because remember, nobody's getting their packages delivered. So either your post office is stealing them or somebody is intercepting them between the post office and your mailbox. And in the meantime, Amazon will not be in business. No, I had quite enough. If Mary had a little lamb, its fleece was white as snow. And they like this long, flat, sharp blade when they bleed them white. And this is sacrifice. Okay, next up, Best Mr. Bean full episode. Now, this isn't Mr. Bean like as the human. He's now actually red-eyed and demonic. Hang on. He's crawling up out of the grave. Now, believe it or not, this piece of shit is 11 hours long. I mean, he starts out normal. Back to school. They ain't never going back to school. He's getting ready to have some magic food. And then, you know, I told you he's got red eyes later. Hang on. There's an old lady with a big gun. He's got some kind of a plan. They're playing croquet, going to a club, dead people, roofs. Where's the graveyard? All right, so it gets pretty creepy right here. The hashtag on this video is Daniel Tiger and shoes. I have no idea what it is. But here again, children would be better off watching old programming. It was way funnier and more entertaining and not so blatantly demonic. We're watching it upside down. There's a fly somewhere. There were flies around Totally Tucker in his end, like they can smell death or something. Did he eat him? No. It's a magic trick. He's making that same grid. Oh, wasn't that interesting? There it is. So I just got popped for using this for educational purposes. And it's a children's video. And I'm getting blocked by the studio dashboard, which isn't run by me. That's great. That's great. You just defend trafficking and whoring these people and these children. And you'll find these channels won't be up for much longer. In the meantime, I'll be back later. Take your stupid heads up thing down. I mean, really? It's fucking cartoons with actors' names behind cartoons. And there goes the warning. It wasn't copyrighted. That was spellcast. Oh, Lord have mercy on us all, huh? I mean, pretty depressing, pretty sad, pretty pathetic, pretty disgusting. And, oh yeah, this playlist, it's funny. 1, 2 videos are removed, 1 was deleted, 1 was made private. In between them is sandwiched. Learn bicycle safety with street signs. With a little blonde kid getting ready to get smashed. Friends hip hop. Oh, here's a nice one. This is by Little Rage Chris. 43 seconds long. I wonder if he stepped on a copyright because it's SpongeBob SquarePants and it says you ugly. You, yo, daddy, son, A. All right. Next, we got a bald guy with a fro. Part 2, small feed in pony something. And, you know, men used to wear wraparounds to cover up their baldness. Let me see if I can make that apparent for you. All right. See the pubic headed looking dude? Oh, who's that in a truck? All right, hang on. Pubic head, bald top, a comb over in the small picture. Then we have Brooklyn Heavyweight by Salida Promotions. So that would be the City of St. Louis Alderwoman's playlist by Sharon Tyus. Let's get that name one more time for evidence. And then she can make a response to that. Because this is an abuse of power in our legal system. And I don't even like spam. All I see is bullshit nonsense. I'm just looking really quick. Yeah, my work's done here. How disgusting. And you can go to Sharon Tyus and you will find some of her committee meetings. A lot of street traffic and refuse, a lot of housing. And weird enough, the Lion King Jr. play by C. Clay Digital. I went to high school with a guy named T. Clay. For real. Public Employees Committee, her Housing, Urban Development and Zoning, that's HUD. Joint Method of Engrossment Committee. Oh, STL TV has a holiday greeting from Heather Navarro. She's another one of them skanks. The bill to remove all Confederate monuments and parks. What? Y'all think you're gonna vandalize and fucking bust up everything? And pull Boo Boo Kitty, you got terrorized because your history lied to you card? With a college education and medication. And they can't handle it. Well, I'm really glad that I can handle it. $123.32. Let's see what happens to my video. Peace out. Much love.